Sowing in the morning, sowing seeds of kindness, sowing in the noontide and the dewy eve, waiting for the harvest.
Well, here we are at the fabulous, scenic walkway over the Hudson State Park. It's a really nice bridge, about 1.25 miles long, and it's a pedestrian walkway, and it's a gorgeous view. And the best part about the walkway is the fact that there are plenty of other evangelism groups that show up, they hand out gospel tracts, they do their thing in peace. The authorities allow us to be here. And what I'm going to be doing today is I have my sign on the cart, and I'm going to be handing out bottles of water. They're already nice and cold. I got a cooler full of them, and I'm going to be handing them out in exchange for the good person test. It's about 90 degrees out right now, so the idea of a cold bottle of water is going to be rather appealing. So pray for me. We're going to see what the Lord has in store. Alright, well, I just finished up at the walkway over the Hudson for the night. It has been about an hour and a half since I was in the truck last. It was actually kind of a slow night. I was hoping that it would be just a little bit busier. But it's okay. I guess it was too hot for people to be going out and about. And I was able to hand out probably about 20 tracts, which was nice. Thanks to my friends from the Bazoogan Track Club. Definitely appreciate their ministry. I mean, even though I make my own tracks, I think theirs are fantastic. And I always start with those because, I make my own, and I of course understand the hard work and effort and money that goes into making tracks, and I recognize the amount of work that they put into it themselves. So, definitely thank you, Bazoogan Track Ministry. You guys are awesome. And so, in conclusion, there were a couple of people who did stop and talk. There were 2 people who actually did take the test, but unfortunately, in the interest of time, I had to cut it short. The bridge closes at 8:30, and that means they start kicking people off at 8 o'clock to make sure that you're off the bridge, because the gates just slam shut. And I think it's actually a very interesting point where, people start warning ahead of time, because at 8:30, boom, gate closes, no mercy. You were warned. And so, there was another group of people who were very hostile, but they didn't seem to want to leave. And I found it very interesting because every time I talked, they would just, they would be like, oh, we gotta go. But they wouldn't leave. There was an older gentleman in the group who was very much wagging his finger at me, so to speak, constantly trying to throw it up in my face that I'm wrong, or that I'm a fool, or that I'm judgmental, or prejudiced was actually the word that he used the most. And, but I'm guessing it was his wife who was with him. She was very kind. She really didn't understand what it was that I was doing there. And in the process of explaining why I'm there, I was actually able to share the gospel without using any of the bells and whistles that is the good person test. So it was very interesting because the guy was definitely very worked up, and he was definitely very annoyed with the fact that I have a religion and that I actually care to stand upon it. I care to stare somebody in the face and tell them that I care about their salvation and that their salvation looks kind of bleak at the moment. But he didn't seem to want to leave, and so what I would have to say about it is that there was a conviction stirring up within him, and he was lashing out in the only way that he knew because of the conviction. He didn't know how to deal with it. So pray for those people. Pray for that older gentleman. His name eludes me at the moment because he was extremely reluctant to give it to me, so therefore he probably doesn't want me to be talking about him by name. Anyway, thank you all for your prayers. This is Willie Needham reminding you to fight until the bell rings.
We shall come rejoicing, bringing in the sheaves. Great job, boys.